TheBassRadio.com. It's the Saturday open mic. DJ Christoflex, Amanda, and E Love in the building. And we have a very special guest with us this evening. I'm going to let Amanda introduce our guest.
Hey everybody, it's Amanda here. We're about to interview Elie. He's an actor from Brockton. He's on the new season of Insecure, playing Issa Rae's brother, and we're super excited to have him here in the studio. What's going on?
What up, what up, what up? How's everybody doing?
Everybody is great. How are you doing, sir?
Great.
How you feeling? Like, how does it feel to be back in Boston after just filming Insecure?
It feels great to be home, you know, get to see my mother, get to see my family, get to see my cousins, you know, get that family time in, and then, like, hang out and just chill for, like, a little bit. Now I'm ready to head back to LA, like, right now.
Ready to get back to work, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm not gonna ask you too many questions today, but we're gonna ask you just enough to get a gist of who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, what you're working on, and I'm gonna get started. That's cool?
Cool, yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So I was doing a little bit of research on you.
Okay,
just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. And I noticed that you studied business management at Johnson & Wales. Mm-hmm. And now you're an actor. How did you, was that like intentionally your career path, or is this something that you stumbled on?
This acting? Yeah, it's something I stumbled on. I did not have any plans or anything like that into falling into acting whatsoever. It was more so something that just happened, where I was like listening to a radio ad, and I went to this thing, and I was like, all right, cool, let me see how this thing goes. Get to the radio ad place, and I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, it's like, the fuck am I doing? It's super, I swear, my fault. Yeah. All right, cool. It's like, but I was like, yeah, it's like I got to a spot, and I was like, how did I get here? And then they end up choosing me out of like 100 people. It was like I was in the final 20 people, and then they wanted me to come back for something else. And I started feeling like it was a scam because they started asking for money. Oh. So like whenever you're doing whenever you're working on an acting thing, if you're like working to get casting or anything like that, if they ask you for money up front, like, it's a scam. Like, usually that's a scam. So, but I started doing homework on acting at that point. And then I went to this one job, which was supposed to be, I was supposed to just be background on this project at URI. And I went from background to being one of the actors in the scene. And I had to improv a whole scene, the whole thing. And then made up some story about a cat dying and this, that, and third. And they believed it. I started tearing up, and all that. And they came up to me at the end of the thing. Was like, "Yo, I'm sorry to hear about your cat. Like, what happened to your cat?" I was like, "Man, I hate cats. Like, I don't even have a cat. Like, this was just a made up story." They're like, "Yo, I really believed everything." So I was like, "Cool." And after that, I just like, all right, let me see what else I can do with this thing. And I booked a job with a indie filmmaker in Boston. Project went nowhere, but it was like, it still got me interested to the point where it was like, I did a reality pilot, didn't want to do the reality route, and then I ended up moving to LA.
Good for you. And I heard about your journey out to LA.
Oh my God.
So actually I have a quote from a article that you were in, and it said that it was the most rewarding and exciting experiences of your entire life.
Yeah.
However, you went out there broke with no money. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the person you were supposed to stay with flaked on you.
Facts.
Okay. And so what happened? How did you even how did you rise up from there?
Man, like, so, all right. So I make a phone call. I make a phone call to LA, and he's like, "Yo, come with me. You can come stay with me." And I'm like, "All right, cool. All right, great. So this is gonna work out perfect. Just go with him. I don't have that much money on me. I don't have to spend that much money if I'm just staying with a friend." As soon as I get off the plane, he goes to pick me up, and he's like, "Yo, you can't stay with me." I'm like, "Fam, like, you could have told me this before I even left Brockton. Like, before I left Logan. Like, you could have told me this. Like, and I would have just stayed my behind back here and try to figure it out from this side. Probably like go to New York or something." But I was like, "All right, cool. I'm already here." And he was like, "There's this guy that lives across the pool from me that you could possibly stay with." And I'm like, I don't know him. Like, and then I got to pay him. I'm going to have to pay this guy. So he had a studio probably as big as this room right here. this room right here where it was like the bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen, everything was like in this room.
Wow.
And I slept on the floor. And this guy had big furniture. I'm like, why do you have big furniture in your place? Like, he had like a queen size bed and a couch. I'm like, bro, this is a studio. Like,
You're trying to live large,
You can't
though.
move. You can't move. So I stayed with him, paid some rent to him. And then I was like, I got cooking. I hit the streets and I found my first acting job and took acting classes when I first got out there, which was a scam that I took. The first acting class I took was a scam. And then I booked Project X. And then from there, I booked a Nike gig. And then the casting director I met on the Nike gig liked me. And he just started calling me for a bunch of Nike stuff after that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, just
good thing he didn't tell you.
yeah, nah, if he told me, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, what's for you is for you. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, if I didn't go to L.A., the story could have happened in New York too. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know that.
That we don't. But I don't have to find that out either.
Yeah.
So we good now.
So when did you get your first break? Like your big break? What do you consider your big break?
I haven't had my first big break yet.
You don't think so?
Mm.
Not at all.
No.
American Crime.
American Crime was a good look.
Insecure.
Insecure is a great look, but my big break hasn't come yet. Like, I feel like Insecure is like a really, really, really good look because a lot of people like it and like people watch the show. But I don't think I had my big break yet. I feel like I had big movements, but not like a big break yet. Like I had like power moves that are good. Like American Crime was a power move. That was like great for me. Insecure is an amazing move, you know? But they're not like the big break yet. I feel like the big break is when I have no time for myself at that point. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what you're hoping for.
Yeah, I have no time for myself. Whereas like if I have time, it's like a week, you know, a week for myself. Other than that, like I'm working nonstop. That's when I think I have like the big break.
That sounds fair. I mean, Insecure, were you intimidated joining a show that's like nominated for a Golden Globe?
Nah, I was more intimidated about the role, but I can't really talk much about the role though.
I know. I'm aware. We're gonna watch it on Sunday, July 23rd. 10 p.m. on HBO. So we got you.
Yeah.
How are you able to bring your characters to life?
Research.
Yeah.
I do a lot of research on whoever I'm playing. Like I do research. I ask questions. I go online. I find people that kind of like that live the things that I'm about to play, and just ask them a lot of questions. And write it down and commit it to memory and like write a backstory. Write a backstory on every character that I work on.
Okay. So I read somewhere that you trained in the Meissner technique.
Meissner technique. Yeah.
Meissner technique. Thank you for correcting me.
No worries.
Which is like kind of like method acting, but not. What's the difference?
Method is just a process of doing something. It's like method acting is just a process of doing something. That's really it. There's a specific process of doing things in the Meissner technique is you use repetitions to make sure that you're actually listening to one another. Then you do doors and activities, which gets you working off the other person. And so therefore you're not thinking about yourself because acting is all a volley. You have to bounce ideas off of one another. You're sharing ideas off of one another when you're working with somebody. Like same thing that we're doing right now. We're sharing ideas and you're listening and you're shaking your head as you're understanding what I'm saying to you. It's the same process for that. So.
I like that. Who influences you?
Actors that influence me, or my mother influenced me. My father influenced me. They're not actors, but they're like hardworking people. And then actors that influenced me: Idris Elba, Tom Hardy, Sean Penn, Mark Wahlberg, Ben Affleck.
You're naming a lot of Boston actors.
Yeah. John Boyega. He's a young dude who's like popping right now. And then it's like Al Pacino, all those guys. Yeah.
I see. So you're Haitian American, correct?
Yes.
And you speak Creole.
Yes.
Do you speak any other languages besides English? Clearly.
Besides English, I speak French as well. Like not fluent in French, but I'm like a little conversant in French, a little Spanish. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you get into even learning Spanish? Like, how did you?
Because I want to talk to a bunch of girls in Spanish.
I was gonna say, which is a great segue because that's my next question to you. Like, how are you dealing with all the attention from women? Like, I'm sure people are recognizing you at this point. Like, how do you deal with that right now?
Same way I always deal with it. Just talk if I want to talk. I don't talk if I don't want to talk. It's the same deal.
Okay.
Nothing different.
So, I noticed that you have a pic of A$AP Rocky on your IG. What kind of music do you listen to? Like, what's on your playlist right now?
Brandon Torrey's on my playlist. Darius Haywood's on my playlist. He's an unknown local artist
I heard
from
of
here.
Darius Haywood.
Then I listen to MGK, Earl Sinclair. I listen to these guys, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z now with that 444. I even listen to this guy. I listen to a lot of underground people too. This dude, King Zeus from New York, real good dude, man. I love his music, bro. I also direct, so like I be trying to like get these guys to do their videos as well. So, and then have you heard they?
No, I haven't.
They got this remix of the song Dawson's Creek. They remix, they call it Dante's Creek.
Okay.
It's dope.
I'm gonna go take a listen.
It's dope. SZA's dope.
Yeah, SZA's
SZA's
amazing.
fly. Like I just got put onto her, so she's fly. She's on my playlist right now. And then Future.
Any local Boston
Future.
rappers on your playlist?
I listen to like one or two songs because it's this.
Okay.
And then yeah.
He's on the come up.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, he definitely is. He definitely is.
His vibe is lit.
His vibe's cool. I like his vibe. It's too, for me, it's like too monotone for me. But he has some bangers.
Yeah.
he
He
has
reminds
some
me
bangers.
of like Amigos type of style, like Amigos wave in a sense. He really,
I like the
really
Migos.
does.
Migos is dope.
They are dope.
Migos get the party popping.
What do you do on your downtime?
Downtime, read or do some high adrenaline activity. Like I'll go skydiving or
Okay.
jet skiing or rock climbing and shooting range, stuff like that.
Wow.
How many times you been skydiving?
Skydiving I've been once. I went skydiving once. I also go hang gliding as well. Hang gliding is whack. Yeah, it's whack. Or like cliff diving.
You living on the edge.
Yo, you got to, man.
So you mentioned some local artists, and I know a lot, like an artist like myself as a DJ, you know, I've always thought of living in L.A. How would you say living in L.A. is compared to living in Boston? And do you think that, you know, a lot of artists think that they need to leave Boston to really make it. So what do you think about that?
I feel like it's harder to do what you want to do in your city because you have so much distractions. You have family here, like you're rooted here. Like people can call you at a drop of a dime, and then industry connects are not here at the drop of a dime too. Whereas if you move to LA, you can like someone could call you. Someone could be at the A$AP Rocky studio right now. They're recording, and they could be like, "Yo, call thing, come pull up," and you could just roll over to his studio. And now you're like making songs with someone you didn't think was gonna happen. Like a lot of you're there. Now it's an easy phone call to get you to where you need to be at. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you're in Boston and you're trying to work on your career, they're not usually here. You know, they're not usually in here. They're either in Atlanta, New York, you know, or LA. So like it's easy for them to pull up that way.
So how would you say the competition is? Like you moved out to L.A. and, you know, like you said, you were staying in the studio at the time. How is the competition with other people that are trying to do what you're doing? Is it like more intense because there's, you know, everybody trying to do it?
Everybody's an actor, so therefore people don't take it seriously anymore. They don't take when you say you're an actor seriously anymore until they see you on a show or something. You know, something. Because like when I first got to LA, it was like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, I'm an actor. They're like, oh, you're an actor, but you have to have a way of saying it. Like, nah, I'm an actor. Seriously, like this is what I do. Like a lot of people think that because they should say you're an actor because it's easy to say, but no, I'm actually working. I'm actually getting things done. I'm actually creating my own projects, and a lot of people are. A lot of other folks are, but Wait, I think I lost your question though. I feel like I changed it. I just it. All right, cool, cool.
Speaking of that, I actually met you last week
Yeah.
at Bodega.
Yeah.
Ironically, we just bumped into each other.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you were like, I was like, what do you do? And you were like, I'm an actor. And I was like, for real? I gave you that same,
Yeah,
like, are you though? And then that's when you told me where you were, what you were doing and what you were working on.
Yeah.
But you didn't mention that you were a director or a producer.
Yeah,
And that's what you're getting into now.
that's what
correct?
I've been doing. I've been doing that.
What kind of films and TV shows would you like to produce?
What I to produce, real stories, like stories from people that any stories that really touch me. Honestly, like I want to do stories on the Haitian community. I want to do stories that like transcend, kind of like Narcos. I want to do shows like Breaking Bad. I want to do shows like Sons of Anarchy. I want to do shows like Viking. You know,
like
I want
all
to
those
create
shows.
shows like that, Viking. I want to do shows like Game of Thrones, you know, and show it from all different cultures as well. Show it from different cultures because those people, they have a voice, they have the same story, but we just don't know about it. And we just got to do the research. And then when I do the research, I can like bring those stories to life. Like those are stories I want to bring to life and like crossover films, you know.
So would you ever do like a series on Netflix or like Hulu?
Of
or
course.
those?
Netflix, hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Amazon, hell yeah. Definitely do a show. Like there's a show on Netflix, Amazon. I was watching the other day, called The Man in the High Castle, which is like a spin on if Japan and Nazi Germany won the war, and like what would life be?
That's different.
It's nuts.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I would love to see something like that. I would love to like create something like that or think of something like that to get it done, you know?
Okay. I'm actually done with all my questions. Now it's game time.
Okay.
I'm like, it's game time. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions in our Getting to Know You segment.
Okay.
And this is like a chance for your new fans to just kind of get to know you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you two options to pick from, and you choose your preference in categories like personality, food, dress, etc. You ready?
Okay.
But you got to answer them quick. You gotta
All
be
right.
Quick, okay?
Okay.
Food, fried or bake?
Fried.
Vacation, staycation or away?
Away.
Hygiene, groomed or rugged?
Rugged.
Entertainment, books, film or radio?
Film.
Weather, hot or cold?
Hot.
Cars, sedan or sports car?
Sedan.
Okay. Oh, really? Drink.
Chill.
Henny or goose?
Henny.
Favorite time of day or night?
Day.
Personality type, adventurous or laid back?
Adventurous.
Style, casual or professional?
Casual.
That's it. You did it.
That's
it.
it.
It was real quick.
Cool. Good. I won? What'd I win?
You didn't win nothing. You
I
this
thought
is for the
you-
fans to
you
get
was
to
like-
know. You ain't supposed to
You
win
was like,
anything.
yo, you said it like fast. You gotta do fast game. Like, cool. I gotta win a game. I gotta win something, right?
I didn't think there was a prize at the
I was
end.
just fucking with you.
I think get to know you is the prize, right? So I just want to thank you for coming up here and interviewing with all of us here at thebaseradio.com. We appreciate you coming through.
No problem. It was my pleasure.
You're amazing. I can't wait to see you this Sunday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're so humble. You're so cool. You were super approachable when I met you. So I just want to say thank you for that.
No problem.
And we out.
All right. Cool.